Do you know the most common mistakes chess players make in the opening? Imagine a battlefield. The opening moves in chess are like the first maneuvers of armies, setting the stage for the unfolding conflict. It's a critical phase where you position your pieces, control the center, and prepare for the middle game. One wrong move, and you could be setting yourself up for disaster. Just as a general wouldn't want to misstep in their initial strategy, a chess player should be wary of making blunders in the opening. Even those with the sharpest tactical mind may find themselves on the back foot if they disregard the importance of the opening. It's not just about moving pieces, it's about setting the tone, laying the groundwork for your game plan. So let's delve into the common mistakes that can turn a promising start into a challenging ordeal. Avoiding these common mistakes can greatly improve your game. The first mistake many chess players make is moving too many pawns in the opening. Now you might be wondering, why is this a problem? Well, let's delve into that. When you move too many pawns in your opening game, you risk weakening your defense. Each pawn move exposes potential vulnerabilities, and these weaknesses can be exploited by your opponent. But that's not the only issue. Moving too many pawns can also lead to wasting moves. In chess, every move counts. Wasting moves on pawns could mean missing out on opportunities to develop your more powerful pieces, such as the knights and bishops. Think of it this way, your pawns are like the foot soldiers in your army. While they are important, it's your higher-ranking officers, your knights, bishops, rooks, and queen that can really control the battlefield. In conclusion, rather than being overly focused on moving your pawns, it is more beneficial to focus on developing your pieces early in the game. Another common mistake is neglecting piece development. Picture this. You're on the battlefield, but your soldiers are all still in the barracks. Not a winning strategy, right? In the same way, chess is a game where the battle begins right from the opening. The knights, bishops, rooks, queen, all have powerful roles to play. If they're left idle while pawns are doing all the work, you're likely to find yourself at a disadvantage. Think of it as setting the stage for a play. Every actor has a role and must be in position to perform. Similarly, every piece in chess has its unique power and mobility, which contributes to your overall game strategy. Developing your pieces early on ensures you maximize their potential and control the game. So, don't let your pieces sit out the action. Move them purposefully and strategically. Remember, every move in the opening should help you control the center, develop your pieces, or keep your king safe. Ignoring the center is yet another prevalent mistake. The center of the chessboard is like the heart of the battlefield. It's where most of the action takes place. If you don't control it, you essentially give your opponent the upper hand. Think of it this way, pieces in the center have maximum mobility. They can reach any part of the board in fewer moves. Conversely, pieces on the edge of the board are limited, even trapped, by the boundary. Controlling the center lets your pieces breathe, giving them room to maneuver and strike. But what happens if you ignore the center? Well, your opponent can establish a stronghold there. They can dominate the board while you're stuck on the sidelines, reacting rather than acting. Your pieces become less effective and your strategies more predictable. So don't be the player who neglects the center. Controlling the center gives your pieces more mobility and can limit your opponent's options. Moving the same piece twice in the opening is a common mistake that can cost you. Think of the opening as the setup phase of your chess game. Your goal is to deploy your pieces effectively and quickly to prepare for battle. Each move in the opening is precious. So when you move the same piece twice, you waste a turn that could have been used to develop another piece. It's like running in place while your opponent is moving forward. This can leave you at a disadvantage, as your opponent may have more pieces developed and ready for action. Moreover, moving the same piece twice can also disrupt the harmony of your pieces. It might lead to overcrowding or blocking your own pieces. Remember, every piece has a role. Disrupting this balance can create weaknesses in your position. Avoid moving the same piece twice in the opening unless absolutely necessary. Neglecting king safety can lead to an early checkmate. This isn't a hyperbole, it's a fundamental truth in the game of chess. The king is your most precious piece, its safety is paramount, and this starts from the opening moves. The risk of neglecting king safety? Well, it's simple. You expose yourself to a swift and brutal checkmate. A king left unshielded in the opening can become an easy target for your opponent's pieces. It's like a monarch stepping onto a battlefield without his guards. Not the wisest move, right? So, how do you ensure king safety? One of the most effective ways is through castling. This not only shelters your king behind a wall of pawns, but also connects your rooks. preparing them for future action. Remember, a safe king is a happy king, and a happy king could very well mean a victorious game for you. So, always consider your king's safety when making your opening moves. Premature attacks can backfire and leave you vulnerable. A crucial mistake that many chess players tend to make is launching an attack too early in the game. While it may seem tempting to go on the offensive right off the bat, doing so can leave your defenses wide open and your pieces scattered, making you an easy target for your opponent's counterattack. Think of it like this. You're a general leading an army. You wouldn't send your soldiers into battle without a solid plan, would you? Of course not. The same principle applies in chess. Before you charge headlong into enemy territory, make sure your pieces are well positioned, your king is safe, and your strategy is sound. Recognizing the right time to attack can be tricky. It requires a keen understanding of the game and a great deal of patience. But remember, chess is a marathon, not a sprint. Rushing to the finish line will only leave you out of breath. Patience is key. Develop your pieces and wait for the right moment to attack. Playing without a game plan is like navigating without a map. A game plan in chess is not just a luxury, it's an absolute necessity. It's the guiding star that leads your every move, shaping your strategy from the earliest stages of the game. Imagine this. You're at the helm of a ship, the sea is vast and the horizon far. Without a map, you're left to wander aimlessly, prone to the whims of the wind and the currents. That's what it's like to play chess without a game plan. You become reactive rather than proactive, and that's a position no chess player wants to find themselves in. The opening is your first opportunity to set the tone of the game, to lay the groundwork for your strategy, and to begin to implement your game plan. Whether it's aiming for specific pawn structures, seeking early control of the center, or setting up traps for your opponent, every move should inch you closer to your overall goal. A well-thought-out game plan can give you a significant advantage. Ignoring your opponent's threats can lead to disaster. In the intricate dance of chess, each move can contain a hidden threat or a veiled opportunity. It's essential to keep your eyes wide open and your mind even wider. Sometimes, it's easy to become so engrossed in our own strategies and plans that we forget our opponent is also playing the game. Just as you weave your strategies, your opponent is doing the same. Each of their moves is a clue to their intentions. Ignoring these signs is like turning a blind eye to a storm on the horizon. It might not affect you immediately, but sooner or later, it will catch up. Remember, chess is a game of give and take. For every action, there is a reaction. For every threat, there is a counter. Being aware of your opponent's threats not only prevents unpleasant surprises, but also opens up opportunities for counterattacks and traps. Always consider your opponent's moves and plan your response accordingly. Failing to connect your rooks can leave you at a disadvantage. Now, let's delve into why it's crucial to connect your rooks during the opening phase of your chess game. Rooks, when connected, form a powerful defensive and offensive alliance, covering each other's weaknesses and augmenting their strengths. They create a formidable back rank, capable of both launching attacks and fortifying your defenses. Failing to connect your rooks can lead to a fragmented defense and limited offensive potential. It's akin to having two generals fighting their own separate battles instead of joining forces. Without this connection, your rooks can become isolated and vulnerable, easy prey for a coordinated attack by your opponent. Consider the rook connection as a fundamental step in your opening strategy. It's a simple yet effective move that can significantly improve your game's overall strength and flexibility. Remember, chess is a game where every piece counts and every move matters. Connecting your rooks can provide additional defense and flexibility. Overlooking simple tactics can cost you the game. We've all been there, caught up in grand strategies and complex maneuvers, only to be undone by a straightforward fork, pin, or skewer. The opening phase of a chess match is a battleground where simple tactics reign supreme. Forks, for example, are a powerful tool in your arsenal. They allow you to attack two pieces simultaneously, forcing your opponent into a tough decision. Pins, on the other hand, immobilize an enemy piece, limiting its mobility and offering you the chance to seize control of the game. And let's not forget skewers, the long-range pins that can cause havoc in your opponent's ranks. These tactics might seem basic, but they are the bread and butter of chess openings. They can disrupt your opponent's plans, gain material advantage, or even expose the enemy king. Never underestimate their power. So, as you analyze your games and study your openings, always keep an eye out for these simple tactics. Understanding and applying simple tactics can greatly enhance your opening game. Let's recap the top 10 most common opening mistakes in chess. We began by discussing the importance of the opening, setting the stage for the game. Next, we covered the pitfalls of moving too many pawns, neglecting piece development, and ignoring the center. We emphasized the danger of moving the same piece twice and neglecting king safety. Then, we dove into the drawbacks of launching premature attacks and the necessity of having a game plan. We stressed the significance of not ignoring your opponent's threats and the importance of connecting your rooks. Lastly, we highlighted the need to be vigilant to simple tactics, so as not to overlook them. Each of these mistakes can cost you the game, but by being aware and avoiding them, you can shape a stronger opening. By avoiding these common mistakes, you can improve your chess opening and increase your chances of winning. Keep practicing and always strive to learn more.